Hi, I'm John O'Piddock for 888Poker TV, and I'm here with 888Poker's newest team member, Jackie Glazier. Jackie, fresh off a very deep run at this year's World Series of Poker Main Event, you were the last woman standing. How did that feel? Tell us all about how that was for you and what you're experiencing at the tables.
The 2013 World Series Main Event was the deepest run I've taken in a main event in the World Series so far. It was a very exciting time for me, and the closer I got, you can almost taste that final table. Like it was a great experience, and disappointing to not quite get there, but definitely a great achievement that I'm really proud of. Never at any stage during the tournament was I thinking about being the last woman standing. That was never one of my goals. My actual goal was to be the last person standing, so I'm not really there to compete against other women. I'm there to compete against the entire field. It would have been great to get a couple of women to the final table, and I think that would have been great for all females in poker and even in sports, to show that we can hold ourselves against the men in these fields. But yeah, unfortunately it wasn't meant to be this year, but hopefully I'll get there next year. With such small percentages of women entering these tournaments, it's always going to be difficult for a woman to make a deep run and then make a name for herself that can then motivate other women to start playing. Hopefully this year especially, we've had a lot of women go deep into some of the tournaments, and especially my run in the World Series, and I really hope it does inspire more women to start playing.
So tell us about what it was like to be in Vegas and the support that you received from back home in Australia.
Being the last Australian standing in the World Series Main Event was an exciting time for me as well, because the support I had from home was so immense and so overwhelming. Messages from people I'd never met, poker players that from all over Australia were sending their support to me and their well wishes, and it's just so great to have that back home and driving me forward and forward as well to do well. And they're just a great bunch of people that will always be there to back another Aussie, and I think that that's a great thing to have. Australians love their sport, and they love to barrack for another Australian person as well. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, they'll reach out to you and barrack for you and get behind you, because yeah, that's what they love to do.
So now you're part of Team 888, you're going to get to travel the world and play in some of the most exotic locations around. Tell us what that experience is going to be like for you and what you're looking forward to most about being part of Team 888.
Joining the 888 Poker team, I think, is a great opportunity for me to do something that I've always wanted to do, which is inspire more women to play poker. With the 888 team, I think that my profile will be large enough that maybe I can reach a few more women to get out there and motivate them to get on the tables and play with me. When I first started playing poker, I always felt that being a female was a disadvantage, and over time I learnt that I can actually use the preconceived ideas about the way I play from men and use that to my advantage against them. And yeah, it's definitely been working for me thus far.
So you're a very accomplished live player. Now you're going to be spending a bit more time playing online. Can you tell us your thoughts about online poker?
Online poker brings such a great opportunity for players to play any hour they want, anywhere they want. And 888 Poker also has such a big range of games, so you can play from really low stakes upwards, and there's a lot of mixed games and so forth as well. So they're a great site to play on, and especially great, I think, for beginners as well, and someone that just wants to have some fun playing poker. The other great thing about playing online, especially for women, a lot of women feel threatened in such a male-dominated environment that poker has. And by playing online, they can actually play anonymously. Like no one knows what gender they are. So they can sit there, they can learn to play, it's a non-threatening environment, and they can have some fun playing poker.
Speaking of sports stars, Shane Warne's probably the biggest sports star that this country has. Tell us about him being your captain now that you're part of Team 888.
I've played poker with Shane Warne numerous times over the last few years, and to have him as the Team 888 captain is awesome. I mean, he's such an Australian sporting icon. Shane and I teamed up in the Caesars Cup recently during the World Series of Poker APAC, and we won our match. Unfortunately, we didn't progress to the final, but yeah, it was great to play together, and obviously we're a winning team already.
So it obviously takes a lot of skill to go so deep in such a big tournament. Is there one key hand out of the whole World Series that you can remember at all that you'd like to tell us about?
On day 2 of the main event, I got moved to this very difficult table. I had Yevgeny Timoshenko, Chris Treba, Philip Grusen, Mark Newhouse. This was my table on day 2. I got involved in a hand where Timoshenko opened the betting, Treba 3-bet, and I looked down and I had pocket kings. I mean, great hand, right? I 4-bet in that position and everyone else folded and Timoshenko got out of the way as well. Treba 5-bet me, and then it came back to me and I min 6-bet him. He then proceeded to 7-bet shove on me, and I sat there for a while debating what to do with this pocket kings hand. I mean, I've never folded pocket kings pre-flop before in my entire poker career, and here I am in the main event, and I was pretty deep with chips and I could afford to fold, but he had me just covered as well. So this was my tournament on the line, day 2. I thought for a while, and in my heart I truly believed that he had aces, but folding kings is just such a difficult thing to do. So I let my ego go and I thought, you know, if I was wrong, I was wrong, but I still have chips. But I actually really do believe he had aces. I really wanted to show him that I was folding pocket kings, but the media were surrounding the table and I really thought I would get a bit of backlash if he didn't end up showing his hands. The talk about me folding kings, they would be saying I was a terrible player, so forth. So I put them in the mark, and he was kind enough to show me and show the cameras that he had pocket aces. So I think, I mean, obviously, unless I spiked a king, the chances were if I had have gone with that hand and not folded it, I would have been out of the main event on day 2. I think if he hadn't have showed me that he had the pocket aces, I definitely would have had a restless night that night, tossing and turning about whether it was the right decision to fold the kings. I'm very, very grateful that he did show me the hand, so it justified my actions and I could go to sleep feeling okay about it. This is such an exciting time for me now joining 888 Poker. They're so supportive of my wish to travel and play more live events. Saying that, my next trip is actually going to be the World Series of Poker Europe, which is just outside of Paris. I mean, I can't wish for anything more than the support to be able to do this and live my dream, traveling around the world doing something that I absolutely love doing. I now get to travel the world doing something I love with Shane Warne. I mean, that's amazing in itself. And the rest of the 888 Poker team are great. I mean, I'm great friends with Sam Holden and Jessie Sylvia. And yeah, I get to travel around playing poker with these people. They're fun and it's just going to be a great time.